He came up way short. For a moment, we were thinking he was out hurt. Aaron Wester looked pretty spicy in that first part of the race. And then Hunter Lawrence down hard while leading. Deacon goes for a big ride while leading.
Hello and welcome to round 3 of the RM Fantasy MXperts show for 2025. I'm Chase.
And I'm Charles.
And we are your hosts. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. We come to you each week to just do some bench race and talk about the races. We talk about fantasy, and we give you some stats, a little bit of information to help you make your picks. Charles, we call ourselves the MXperts, but after this round, with my total of 20 amazing points, I'm feeling a little down right now.
That's information you can trust.
You've got your first lead over me since
round
one of
happy
2025 Supercross, dude. How does it feel?
I feel fantastic. Cloud 9, but honestly, I should have done better. I only got 45 points. I was sitting there with 10 seconds to go, about to switch him. I'm like, screw it. I'm leaving him. I'm not doing anything. And I was going to put Hunter in 5th.
Oh, man.
But I left him. Either way. For going bad, it went okay.
All right. Well, it sounds good, man. Well, look, it was not a good weekend. Did you leave Tomac in to win?
No, I switched him.
You swapped him out for Jet?
Yeah.
I knew you could.
I said I was going to look at qualifying.
Of course Jet's going to qualify fastest. That's all he ever does.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us again. We're headed to Thunder Valley. Hey, big announcement. We have 20 tickets to give away to High Point. If you can make it to High Point, comment down below after this video, not during the live chat, but comment down below after we're done and tell us if you can make it there and how many tickets you need. We're going to select 20 lucky winners.
That's right.
High Point, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Man, about to go east already. Can't believe this is round 3.
I know.
I didn't know where the first 2 weeks went. Okay.
Man, exciting stuff, though. Hey, this is why we're playing. We're playing for prizes.
Oh, yeah.
So... yeah, up for grabs.
Shout out, yeah. Also, sorry, join the Discord if you haven't already. We got the memes in there. And yes, like Charles said, prizes. We do 10 weekly prizes. We do grand prizes at the end of the year. We'll show you those right here in just a moment. We also do fantasy cash where, hopefully you score more than the 20 points I got and you get more fantasy cash, but you can spend it right on our website. If you haven't linked your account yet, your fantasy account to your Rocky Mountain retail account, we have a how-to video. I explain you step-by-step how to do that, so make sure to go watch that and learn all about it. Go spend that money. This week, Thunder Valley. Here's your weekly prizes. First place, MSR Carbon Hex helmet. Have you got to ride in one of those, Charles?
I haven't yet. Incredibly
lightweight, well under 3 pounds, very comfortable. That helmet rocks. Second place, we got Fastway foot pegs. Third, we got some Fast Impact pegs. Those are pretty unique because they actually have rubber between the metals, so it helps to reduce vibration. Fourth place, we're giving away a couple Rocky Mountain gear bags. Fifth place, you get an Attack Graphics seat cover. Or Attack Graphics and seat cover, excuse me. Sixth place is Max's tire set. Seventh place, Works Connection Start Device and hour meter. Scott Prospect goggles. Dirt Tricks. Pro Taper giving out some bars and grips. It's a good week to play fantasy.
It is.
Those are your weekly prizes, though. As we said, we do grand prizes at the end of the year. And here they are.
Yeah, grand prizes. Everybody wants that dirt bike, the MC300. Second place, Ticket to Ride. So we're going to fly you out here, take you out to the Red Rocks. Third place, Stasic. Fourth, we've got the MSR Spending Spree package. We've got the Tusk Toolbox and Spending Spree for fifth. Recluse. We've got the Arrowhead stuff. Again, that's engine parts, bearings, things like that. Eighth place, Alpine Stars. Ninth place is Attack Graphics and a Cherubies. 10th, Motion Pro coming in with the goodies.
Yeah, and shout out to our weekly prize winners from last round. It was KT 1996 who got the ASV C6 levers. It was Whoop X-Bra with the Thor gear set. And then Hunter Boy 55. Do you think he likes Hunter? Took home the Fly Racing $250 casual spending spree and gears. That's a lot of stuff you can buy. Love it. Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Well, let's dive into it real quick. Charles, what picks did you get correct? I, obviously, with my amazing 20 points, I didn't get anything right. I got my butt handed to me.
Brutal. I mean, The only one I actually got correct was Jet, and then I had everybody else in there in the wrong order. So 5 apiece.
Okay. All right. Well, let's dive right into it. Let's talk about our race recap. Okay, first question. Eli Tomac. A lot of people wondered, like, well, how surprised were you when AP and Tomac start first and second in that moto? Jet's there in third. For the first, well, my immediate thought was, oh, this moto's over. Jet's going to win.
Really?
How stoked were you, though, when you saw the time to scoring and all of a sudden that gap between Jet and Eli starts to grow a little bit?
Oh, dude. I guess I had a different thought this whole time. I was like, so I think Tomac started P4 somewhere right around there. He gets past J Coop.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, Tomac's time to shine. Like, but I was getting nervous because he took a minute to do it. So I was like, crap, Jet's going to catch him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going through all these different emotions. And then when he was in second forever, I was like, I don't know if he can do it, but hey, still in front of Jet. And then the last 2 lap deal, then I was like,
yeah, we'll talk about that. But here are your results up here on the table. So, yes, it was Jet, AP, Justin Cooper, another quiet, solid podium ride, Tomac, Hunta, and then LaCrucio. Wildcard. Shout out to that man. Yeah, I'm with you where, like, Tomac was right there. I was like, Tomac, you got to get around AP. Like, get around him. Well, get around J Coop, right? Get around because Jet's right there. And you just think, like, Jet's so good on these opening laps. Once he gets around, we've never seen somebody chase Jet down and pass him. So, yeah, just this whole mix of emotions. But let's get to some of the highlights, though. We'll start with the 250s. I got to give a shout-out to Casey Cochran here for running up front because he's coming back from injury. You can see him here. He looked good doing it.
Yeah.
He got tired. He did fade pretty good in both motos, but for the first, little while in each moto, like, he had the pace. He looked really good.
Yeah,
so
that was
just got to
awesome.
give a shout-out to that. And then probably the highlight of the whole weekend, one of the biggest storylines, Lance Kobush. Where did he come from? What's crazy is he rips the whole shot, puts the hand up.
Yeah.
There wasn't like this first turn pileup where Lance just kind of like squeaked out and somehow came out on top because a whole bunch of other factory dudes crashed. He just straight up ripped a really good start.
Pretty sick.
It was, dude.
For a minute, so
what's up?
I don't know if I need glasses or whatever. I was like, wait, what signal is he doing there?
I don't know what he did.
And then same with Deegan passing, but I think it was the peace sign, right?
Was it peace? I don't know if Lance did just a finger up or if it was peace. I don't know.
I couldn't tell.
But here's the thing with Deegan, man. As much as people want to bash on the kid, this right here is so cool. Well, 2 things. One, I don't know if, because he must have seen Lance obviously put up his hand when he did that.
Yeah.
So my initial reaction was, oh, Deegan's doing that to almost like throw shade at him. Like, hey, dude, like, nice try, bro, but like, see you later. But then I was like, no, I think Deegan's actually doing it as like a mutual respect thing of like, hell yeah, bro. Like, but I'm going to do it too type deal. Because then they were going over those jumps. They were looking at each other. What I love, though, is that right here, Deegan just OJs that jump so bad. Yeah. And then Lance was putting it to him.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear Deegan's thoughts on this. It's like, hey, man, once you got around Lance, were you kind of surprised that he was just holding toe with you for like that first lap? And Lance.
I was. I just figured he was trying to get him back. Look, well, obviously.
It was 100 degrees. Lance was riding at 110. Just to like stay up there because they didn't show on TV if he fell or not, but he ended up like in the high 30s. But it all came unglued, I think, once he started a little bit tired. Yeah. But what a cool story.
Yeah. Super cool.
I thought it was pretty cool. The mid-air stare, all that stuff was pretty freaking awesome. All right, let's get to some 450 highlights here.
Little shake and bake with AP.
Oh my gosh.
Slingshot out on the outside.
Look at this pass he put on Cooper right here. I mean, are we watching Eli Tomac? Whoa! That was pretty dirty. Sick. That was dirty. I mean, look at that. Just bomb down the hill and,
dude,
hits the afterburners. That's that scoop tire coming in play right there.
Yeah, no offense to anyone, but that's the last thing I expected to happen, Moto 2.
That was Moto 1.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm losing it, dude.
So railing that. So the thing about AP that I was really impressed with, though, is the fact that he ran a pace that where I think Tomac had some strategy to it, where he was waiting, kind of sitting back. You know, he didn't have to charge hardcore. He just kept AP within that, couple second window the whole time. But what was the deal with AP, like misreading the...
They said there was just 4 laps ago. But it's like, I mean, there's a white flag, like... Go tell the checker, man.
I don't know, because they put up a 2-lap card.
Uh-huh.
So somehow he thought there was 2 laps to go when there was actually 4 laps to go. And so I think he sprinted really hard, like the 2 laps early.
Yeah.
So then when Tomac got around him, he was just done, because Jet almost passed. I don't even think AP knew that Jet almost passed him at the end.
That was crazy right at the end.
Dude, I think it was just that hot that AP was just fried. Just didn't know.
Oh,
because he couldn't even explain it well on the podium. No. He tried like 3 or 4 times to explain it, and each time I just sat there scratching my head, not knowing. I don't understand still what he did. But he rode phenomenal.
Yeah.
Eli Tomac's just kind of one off. So is Jet. Like, come on. All right. Another thing is, like, you could tell Jet was either not really comfortable or didn't want to push the pace, because you watch him. He made a mistake in the rollers. When do you see Jet Lawrence? I mean, that... From what we've seen, that's like a huge bobble for Jet, right?
Yeah, and he said his suspension was too stiff.
Yeah.
So he wasn't pushing it anymore. And, just allegedly took it easy.
You think the too stiff was making the bike deflect and not absorb the chop, and therefore it was just beating him up too much?
Yeah, so I saw there was somewhere else in there that you could see the back end start kicking out from him.
That can happen from being too stiff or too soft.
Yeah.
If it's packing, it will kick out. But I think stiff, it'll kick out on like the smaller bumps. So packing, typically, it's the bigger bumps that'll start to kick left or right a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like he was in smaller chop. And,
okay.
I couldn't tell if it was packing or not, and I didn't rewind it. So I was like,
yeah.
It just doesn't look good.
AP on the ragged edge. If we watch this, you could tell this is when Tomac was right behind him. Watch. If this was me, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm pulling off the track. Look at his rear end right here. Oh, gosh.
Just rolling with it.
That just tells you how hard those guys are pushing.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the heartbreak here. Eli Tomac's horrible start in Moto 2. He came around not quite dead last, but he was outside the top 20. I mean, there he is.
Yep.
So what happened is they have an actual replay of it from close up. Somebody, the rider on his right, comes out, is one of the foreign riders. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head. Hits his bar. Tomac has to shut it down. And right there. It's over.
Yep.
Gosh. Looking at the lap times and everything, it sounds like he probably would have made it up maybe to about 4th-ish, maybe 3rd, like right in that window. So he still would have been on the podium overall if he just made a few more passes. But you could tell, man, when he crashed right here, when he watched that front end, you know that he was...
Yeah.
Because once he got up from that, he didn't really push hard anymore. But those guys after that, they're already too far ahead. It's a little bit later in the moto, and I think at that point, honestly, he was probably pretty spent.
Yeah, he said the heat caught up with him for sure.
Because he was wide open that whole time. He wasn't going to win, but he would have got up there. So right now he finds himself...
Until that point, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
I know. It's like, I don't care if who's got a big lead out front, as long as you got one of the top contenders who's just making this crazy charge to the pack.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was pretty wild. But I will say in that crash, like, that's a high-speed downhill section. I was just happy he was okay.
Yeah.
Because right there where he crashed, you could swap out and get high-sided. Like, he got away with that way better than I thought he was going to when I first saw him pushing. Because when he started pushing, if he tucks the front out of nowhere, he flips up over the bike. Like, could have been way worse.
Yeah, that would have been bad news.
So I'm just glad he's okay.
It's good.
All right. Stasic Leaderboards. We show those. Here it is. Let's get our... Oh, there we are. There they are. Whoop X-Bra already at 204 points. Jeez.
Ow.
That's a hot start to the season.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read that, but Bobby, 174. So shout out there. Bobby. Our MXperts group. Whoop X-Bra doesn't know about it, obviously. AKJ at 160. See, that's not bad. Shake and Bake, 142.
Shake and Bake.
Yeah, Hangtown top scorers, though, was KT 190s, 102 points. Jake,
So
behind the camera, producer, how many points you get? 67.
67.
I thought he got 102. I thought he was one of those high scorers. He did
Yeah.
all right. Okay, let's dive into it here. ASV track trends. Colorado, definitely not going to be nearly as hot. It's going to be in the mid-70s. And this track, though, the big thing everyone always talks about is the high altitude.
Yep.
What do you think affects
6,000 feet?
6,000? What do you think affects a rider who's not in tip-top shape more? Riding at 6,000 feet or 100-degree heat at sea level like we had with Hangtown? Hangtown's about sea level, right? It's not very high.
I don't think it's very high, but I would imagine the heat, personally.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we ride up here at 4,500 feet every day, so I don't know. But
yeah, I grew up at 6,000, so I guess I don't know any different, but
Cedar City, 6,000 feet?
just about.
Jeez-o. Yeah, I don't know. I'd much rather ride at 6,000 feet than 100 degrees, tell you what.
I feel like the heat takes it out of you.
When it's that hot, though, see, like, the limit, I feel like, when it comes to riding the heat is, what do you think, 85 before that breeze is hot? Because, like, 85 degrees, if there's a pretty good breeze, like, it cools you off, like, it feels good.
Yeah.
But once you get to, like, that 90 and over, the wind is hot.
Yeah.
Especially in a dry heat. So that sucks.
Yeah, once you're in the 90s, it's hard
Doesn't
to ride
matter
for
at
a
that
long
point.
time.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, so we're going to be there. 450s, it really doesn't matter as far as the altitude goes. The 250s are always affected by it as far as the power output. But, yeah, weather's looking fantastic. Like mid, upper 70s. They're going right back to what we had at Fox Raceway for round one. So, yeah, should be good.
An interesting thing,
What's
aren't they
up?
doing first gear starts on that one, usually?
I'm sure some of them do because Thunder Valley is an uphill start, too.
Yeah.
So you start, and then you're going up the hill. So I'm sure a lot of guys will do first.
It'd be interesting.
I mean, guys were doing first gear starts at Salt Lake Supercross.
Yeah, so.
What do they say? What percentage of horsepower do you lose every X amount of feet, Mr. Mechanic?
I don't dare tell you.
I heard, that came from Matt Jory, who owns Proven Moto, that at Colorado, it's almost 15%, between 10 and 15% horsepower loss going that high up in altitude. That's a lot.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you got a 60 horsepower 450, 6 horsepower is a lot that you take out of that engine. And then for the 250s, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chuck. Well, look, those are your highlights. Here's your overall, but let's get right into it here. You ready for the Bridgestone? Lock them in.
Let's lock them in.
Okay. You've got your own. We did it different. You've got your own cards now. Do you want to
mixing it up.
start with your first pick?
Yeah, I'll start with my first pick.
Hold on. Get these off the table. Get Crucio over there.
I hate to disappoint you, but it's actually the same as yours.
Same
So,
picks.
Whoops, I got the wrong.
We do not
Lawrence
look
up
at each
there.
other's picks, by the way, when we go do this. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay, no, we'll get to it here in just a sec. We got some cool graphics we're going to show you with some cool stats about average starts and things like that so far.
So I've got Jet P1, and
Why you keep rolling up your sleeves over there?
I'm trying to
are
get
you
this
hiking
cord
them
out of
up,
my
dude?
way.
Gosh.
I
Trying
got
to
to
flex on the camera for the ladies?
look like Chase.
He's
and
single.
JT. Anyway, Jet, it's kind of hard to bet against him. I mean, even for going bad in that first moto, he salvaged the second, and so he's 1-1, 3-1. The worst start he's had is P4. Like, even when it goes bad for him, it goes pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love how in the first moto, like, Weege was like, they're talking about, like, the Lawrence has got bad starts. I'm like, they're like 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
But for
them-
anybody else, that's a great start.
Yeah.
For the Hondas, though, I guess, yeah, when you've been, I mean, Jet has been first on lap 1 of every moto, or had been so far. He's 3 out of 4, like you said. Yeah, I just don't know how you bet against that.
It's kind of
It
tough.
is going to be, so I also have Jet in first, so I'm going to leave that there. Why don't you put yours over here, and I'll do mine
give me
over
mine.
here.
Old habits die hard here.
Well, hold on. Where's the other Lawrence there? Did you take mine?
I didn't take yours.
Oh, I got it right here. Okay, I'm going to go Jet first as well. I'm going to go Tomac second. That's my second place pick. Obviously, you got the same thing.
Yep.
It's his home race. He's obviously been good there.
Cortez is the same elevation.
Yeah, about right.
So, yeah, supposedly they're both about 6. So,
I mean, he
used to it.
He got second overall there in 2022. I mean,
so yeah, the starts are the only reason I'm not putting him in first. He's had starts of, let's see.
Here's the deal, though. I mean, 7-3, 3-18. We have a graphic up here, Jake, if you want to show that. This shows the average starts so far for all the riders and the finish. Jet's average start is 1.75 to Tomac's 7.75. So Tomac's average start went down 2 positions after this weekend.
Well, that's the only reason I bring up the individual starts, too, because it's like the 18th start is what's bringing them down. You know?
I get it, but it's like, but if you look at consistency, I mean, look at Jet and Hunter are 1 and 2 on starts. I mean, Jay Coop's right there as well. But Tomac has had flurries of when he's been good in starts, but then there's like it's not as consistent as you'd hope, right?
The spread is too far. I don't like it.
I wonder, because I know that the Honda boys use a map. I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they were using one in Supercross. I know that Tomac, Justin Cooper uses a start map. Tomac and Webb are old school, and they just like to feel the power. They don't use a start map. Are we there yet? Where it's kind of like,
I think he's got to bite the bullet.
Have the start maps, is it becoming something like the scoop tire, where you had a few guys running the scoop tire, but not everyone was doing it, so it wasn't this big advantage. Now, that freaking scoop tire, outside of Washougal, you have to run it because the start's so critical.
Yeah.
Are we there now with a map for Tomac where it's like, hey, well, Tomac's the kind of guy, the OG of the scoop tire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at what point do you just say, okay, it's time to figure this start thing out? Obviously, these guys have, and they're using a start map. So I don't know.
I think we're there. If he wants to think championship for this season, I think we're there.
What do we think in the comments?
To do the map.
Is it time for Tomac to something's got to change?
Yeah.
Because with how good Jet is off the starts, you can't start outside the top 5.
Yeah.
Tomac's done that twice already, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Only 2 third-place starts. I mean.
But if you start 7th and Jet's going to start top 3, I mean, did you see in that second moto, Jet got to first place? It was like 2 straightaways in. He already had like a 1.5 second, 2 second gap.
Yeah.
If you start 5th place and Jet is first and you're Eli Tomac, good luck. Or any of these guys, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your third place pick? You have Hunter?
I've got Hunter.
Oh, we don't have the same picks, dog.
No. Yeah, I was just talking about the first couple. So, okay.
Okay.
You basically have 2 races going on. You've got the race for first, and you've got the race for third. And I honestly think Hunter, AP, and Jay Coop, any of those could be in third. Reason I have Hunter. So, last year he went 1-2 at Thunder Valley.
Mm-hmm.
This year he's gone 3-4, 5-4. So, I mean, obviously with Tomac being back and, you know, it puts him a little further back.
Okay.
Average start this season, I've got him at 3.75, which I question that now. Did that match up with our chart?
With the average start?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll have to double check it.
Regardless.
Charles is spreading false information around here. Average start's 5.5.
Get your facts right.
5.5.
That soundbite was made for you.
3.75. What are you talking about?
Oh, for finish or start?
For start.
For
average start.
Oh, for Hunter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for
I owe
Hunter.
you an apology. I thought you were talking about AP.
So, anyway, I think he's going to start good.
Okay.
The Honda boys are going to get some good starts. We're at elevation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to ride good.
I'm going to go AP for third because clearly he's better than Hunter right now. And how do you not watch that first or second moto and think, yeah, AP is the third best guy?
But hold on.
I mean, Jay Coop's been good. He got second in that second moto. But I think if you take away the heat and how gnarly AP had to press in that first moto, I think AP is, and his starts have been good. He's been up there.
5.5 average start for him.
Yeah.
And
what's your point?
Oh, that's going to be he's going to have to pass Hunter, which I'm not saying it can't happen. He could, but last year he took 5.8 here.
That was last year. This is this year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That is true, but
Hunter started ahead of AP in that second moto at Fox. AP caught and passed him. Hunter did make a mistake. And then this weekend, AP beat him. And Jay Coop, look, the master of I will finish where I start.
Yep.
So his average start is a little bit better than AP. He's, again, tied with Hunter. But I'm going to go AP third. Who do you have for fourth?
Fourth place?
Yeah.
I've got AP. So don't need to say anything else about that.
Okay.
I think Hunter's going to get him off the start. And then
well, my fourth place, we just talked about the man Justin Cooper. And then for fifth, that just leaves me with Hunter.
Yeah.
That's my top five.
J. Coop, fifth for me.
Dirty dog, dude.
Well, it's
dirty
tough.
Dog. So what makes you think Jay Coop's going to get fifth, though? When he's tied with Hunter for
he is tied with
second
Hunter
best
for
average
the
start.
second best average start.
He just went 4.2, and you're going to put him fifth.
Yep.
Behind Hunter,
who
just went 5.4.
Yeah. But let's see. Yeah.
No, leave it, dude. I'm cool with these picks. I'm happy with those. You leave those in there. You leave those in there, Charles.
Yeah. I mean, he went 2.8 and 4.2, so I'm banking on him having one good moto and one kind of good moto.
All right.
In there. So
yeah,
I'm in fifth, P5.
Yeah. What about where's all the Prado fans right now? All these people calling us out at round one for not having Prado in our top five.
Yeah.
I mean, he's barely off. Go throw up that chart again with the average starts.
Did get a fifth place finish, Moto 2. That was cool.
Yeah, but what was he Moto 1? He was like 12th or something?
Yeah.
Average start, Prado, 8.75. We got some work to do. Now, look, he said in a post-race interview that he needs more power. If you can believe that. Somebody's saying a factory 450, he needs more power. But they also alluded to, Jason Tomas was talking about this, how Cowie is saying he's not ready to get a start because he doesn't have the pace to run up front. It's almost like in their minds right now, okay, it comes down to this question. Would you rather start up front, rip a whole shot, but then finish 10th? Or would you rather start 8th and finish 6th? Like what looks better on paper? Does it look really bad that you started out front and then faded? Or is it like, does anybody not really notice that, oh, look, he got 6th and he started 9th? That's kind of where Cowie's at.
Yeah, always start front. That's what I say.
Sounds like they don't really want that.
That's weird.
They think it's a bad look to start up front and then fade back. Here's my issue with that.
They're trying to hide their underpowered bike.
Nah, I don't know. If you're Prado, right? I get it. First year racing on this bike, first year at the outdoors, all the above. Totally fine. But if you ever want to learn what the speed is like up front, you've got to start up front.
Yep.
And I just feel like no factory rider, whether you admit this or think this, I feel like you're defeating yourself when you go to the starting line already knowing that like you and the team don't expect to whole shot and run up front.
Yeah.
Type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different mentality.
It's very different. When he was in MXGP, he expected the whole shot and lead every lap. And then you go to that. I don't really agree with that whole idea. I think, will Prado he'll get a top 5. But there's a lot of people who are just like, yeah, Prado's just going to run up front right away.
Will RJ get a top 5 before Prado?
Ooh.
I kind of think he does.
That is a good question. You think RJ gets a top 5 overall? I think
so.
RJ's been pretty dang solid. His scores. Let's see. I have him. Let's dive into it. The Motion Pro Wildcard Watch. because I have
Let's dive
RJ.
into it.
I have RJ for my wild card.
I like it.
You don't. This is my wild card right here. RJ Hampshire. Here is why. He went 6-8, but crashed early in Moto 2. So he waxed Prado in Moto 1. Yep. And then before he went down, he was going to beat Prado in Moto 2. RJ has been solid. So, and I feel like RJ and Prado right now, once you get past these 5, are your next 2 best guys. But you clearly didn't get the memo because you didn't pick either one of these 2.
So I initially had Prado in there, and I changed him because I looked at the facts. Check this out. Cooper Webb. What?
I forgot he was racing outdoors.
I know it sounds crazy.
He was second in lap 1.
He's finished 7th 3 out of 4 motos. So the time his bike blew up, that's when he finished 37th.
So he's been 7th every time.
7th every time.
He was
so
second
weird.
on lap 1 in Moto 2 last week and then finished 7th.
See, no matter what happens, he's just going to find his way there.
That's his happy place.
But that's the thing. I mean, he took 7-7 for 6th overall last weekend. So it's like, just because he finishes there doesn't mean he actually gets it.
He went 2-5 at Thunder Valley in 2023.
Yep.
Cooper Webb, just a big outdoor guy. Yeah. So you've got Webb, which, look, I think stats-wise makes total sense. I just feel like, though, you get these 5, and then RJ and Prado were the 2 next best. I'd put Webb just behind those guys.
Tomato.
I mean, honestly, this weekend at tomato. Either way, honorable mentions. Jason Anderson. He could be a good pick for 7th overall. RJ, who I have, Webb, Prado, Malcolm Stewart. Those are kind of like your next batch of dudes that are all going to be battling for just outside that top 5.
Yep.
Man, I forgot. Dude, it's been a while since we said Barsha's last name. Man, I haven't heard anything on Barsha.
No.
Interesting. Here's the deal, though.
Crazy.
I will say this. We are, and I hate to say it, we're only 2 rounds into this. But we are getting dangerously close to that deep end where if Jet wins the overall this weekend and gains another 5 to 10 points on Tomac and AP, now he's 20, 25 points up. We're already at a full moto. So we got to
make it happen.
We've got to stop. That's why that second moto for Tomac was so detrimental, is because we have got to claw back some of these points this weekend. We've got to stop the bleeding. Otherwise, it could be looking a little bleak. Because here's the deal. If Jet opens up Jet could open up this lead this weekend to 20 points. From round 4 through the end of the year, is Jet going to get worse than 3rd overall unless he has some major crash?
Probably not.
Exactly. So it's got to start this weekend. Give me critical autocorrect right. Give me the smelling salts. Kids, man. He's about to find out real quick. My take is if Jet grows the championship lead this weekend, this is a hot take. If he grows it this weekend, pending he does not have any bad crashes, Jet's going to win the title.
Man. Pains me to hear that.
I don't want to say it, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's so
He's
crazy.
So
three rounds in.
3 rounds in. If Jet grows the points lead this weekend, that's it.
I want to hear what the people think. Anybody on board with that?
If he wins it, what do you think, though?
Well, I hate to say it. I mean, you're not wrong. How is he going to finish out of 3rd? How's he going to finish out of 2nd?
Yes, I mean, even a 2nd overall. It's just so many things like Tomac and AP. I mean, do you think if Jet started out front and Tomac was 3rd or 4th, do you think Jet could? I mean, obviously we just saw what Jet or Tomac and AP did. They had the pace. Jet didn't want to hang with it. So clearly, it's not a pace issue. It's dude. Boils down to these starts, man.
I think if Tomac can get the starts, I bet at some point Tomac chases Jet down and passes.
I hope so. I'm sure it'll
legit,
happen.
Just straight up.
Yeah.
I think he can do it.
He can do it. That's fine. He can do it all he wants to. But I'm just saying, if you have a 20-point lead after 3 rounds, sounds good.
Over.
It's like you might pass him, but he's still going to be on the box every weekend. So, will Jet lose any rounds this season?
Definitely.
Charles, what do you think?
Definitely.
What odds? Give me a over. I don't even know how to bet. Give me a probability that Jet goes perfect with overalls this season.
Perfect, 0%.
With overalls? Not moto wins, but just overall.
My bet would be okay.
I'm going to go
20%. I'll give him 20%.
Okay, fair. I was going to say 30% just because of what we just saw.
Yeah.
He's human. That's what we learned. But he's going to get better. The bike's going to get better.
That is wild, though, just to realize, like, hey, the bike ain't working for me, so.
Well, the thing about outdoors you have to remember is that their points are awarded per moto, right? So Tomac got first in that first moto, but second moto, he got 9th. So he hardly scored any points in the second moto. So even though he got 5th overall, or fourth he
overall,
did not score that many points.
Yep.
That's what outdoors, that's why that gap can grow so quickly. I mean, if you don't finish one moto and you win the next and you get 10th overall, you just don't score a lot of championship points. So,
you know what? Hot take. I think if Tomac can get out front, pass him, or when he is passing, if he can apply some pressure, I think Jet might make a mistake.
Yeah.
Because that's when he was trying to catch those 2 guys, AP and Tomac. That's when he screwed up. And he screwed up a bunch of times in that one lap and then kind of backed off. So
I almost wonder if this took a little bit of pressure off Jet. Where now it's like the perfect season, the repeat, like that's done. And you know what I mean? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. Those are our picks. They are locked in. What do you guys have? Comment down below what your picks are going to be for this weekend at Thunder Valley. And, Jake, do we got some memes? We always got memes. He says, Con Air. I love that he put the blow dryer in there.
It's got layers.
Who else did we say Nicolas Cage looked like in that shot? There's another actor somebody we were talking about he looked like.
Oh, I forgot.
It'll come to us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the lead singer at Nickelback. Look at this photograph.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy Martin in the 250 staging area. See, now that RJ Hampshire is out of there, J Mart's all on his own.
Yep.
Who's the next oldest guy that we know of? Jordan Smith?
Yeah, I was going to say Smith's got to be
probably
up
a
there.
Smitty. Lord, keep these 2 healthy for the next few months.
Supercross Voices has a lot of good memes.
He's making it happen.
Yeah.
I love it. That's mean.
Yep.
I mean, it's true, but it's mean. I
wonder what. I feel bad about that. Looking at my fantasy score after last week's results.
You got a tear.
Yeah, it's brutal.
You made it in. Who made that one? Oh, our own editor made that one.
Okay.
Gabe, that's critical. That is a winner right there.
That's good.
I still can't believe you did the 2 peanuts, dude. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I ate half of one after the fact and was about dying.
That's spicy stuff.
Oh, that's mean, too. Come on now.
Yeah.
We got it. It's pretty wild. I mean, KTM next year, last thing we'll talk about is Vial. I still struggle to think about Eli Tomac on a KTM next year because that's kind of what everyone's thinking is going to happen. I mean, he's
weird.
Very odd. But, hey, crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
Well, look, everybody, thank you so much for watching the show today. We had an absolute blast. Remember, you can go to the Discord. In the Discord, that is where we post the memes. That is where we have the cool stats, this was cool charts, things like that for you guys to go look at, help you make your picks. You can bench race with us on the race weekend. But, yeah, we're headed to the Thunder Valley. Got some MMA prizes up for grabs. Remember, we have the 20 tickets that we want to give away, so comment down below after if you can make it to High Point. Did I say Thunder Valley?
I don't know, but, yeah, it's High Point.
I think I said Thunder Valley. 20 tickets to High Point. If you can make it, comment down below if you can make it, how many tickets you need, and hopefully you'll be a lucky winner. But that's all I got. Tomac, stop the bleeding, or AP somebody.
Follow us on Instagram. Stay up to date.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you guys next week.
We'll see you on the trail.
We'll see you then.
See you on the trails.